Welcome to Main Street Minds with your host, Amish Munshi. This is where industry leaders and seasoned pros share their secrets to success beyond limits. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome to Main Street Minds. Today we have a very special guest, Fernando, all the way from Orlando. He has a very core skill, which is the most important skill in tech, right? Being able to actually write software that does something useful. So without any further delay, there is some secrets about the place where he's from, the name of the place where he is from, and I'll let Fernando share that with us about the name and its meaning and the holiday cheer that it brings.
Hi, thank you for the invitation. I'd like to first of all thank you for this opportunity to share a bit of our experience with the audience.
Yeah, thanks. So tell us more about where you got started, what got you interested in tech.
Oh well, a couple of years ago. um, yeah, I started back then in Brazil. I'm from a small city called Natal, which is a funny name. In English, it is the same as Christmas. So it's a small city. It's the capital of my state. And my interest in technology, I don't know from where it came, but I took tests to enter this federal institution, and we had some options, and one of them was IT. And I was a bit scared of choosing that. I was not very sure what was all about. I had a, a glance of what would be, but was a bit afraid of not being able to score enough to to
Yeah.
reach the to secure a place there. But hopefully we managed to enter the course. We study 4 years, and that very core course in with IT and electronics and many other things um, in it. And yeah, we we've been in feud since around 2000. It's
Mhm.
the from the moment of the from that boom of technology and the fear of the lapse of year in 2000, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a very scary moment for many people who were not very sure what would happen with banks and everything. Yeah, but hopefully we survived.
Yeah. It's amazing how somebody decided to put two digits in the year in the computer system someday,
Ex-
right? It's
exactly. Back then, the restrictions were very strong thing.
yeah,
We didn't have many resources, and memory was something that was very scarce, limited. That's why,
yeah,
yeah, they choose to save memory by using only two digits.
yeah. So what were some of the languages and tools and resources that you learned to get started?
Oh, okay. Uh, we began with the algorithms, right? Every IT course is from the fundamentals. You gotta understand and well understand algorithms.
Mm-hmm,
That's how any problem is solved.
mm-hmm,
You have to have a limited and known steps to solve that problem,
mm-hmm.
and then you can write that solution in different languages. So that's why we call language programming language. It's just a way you have to how to communicate your algorithm to the computer, and
Mm-hmm.
that language will take care of talking to the machine.
Yeah,
Very very genetically speaking, that's the purpose of a programming language. And we started with the Pascal back then, very quite old language. I don't
yeah.
know I don't know if anyone still uses it, but after that we started using Object Pascal, a bit
Oh, nice.
more modern version
Yeah,
of it, and we worked with Delphi, Boil and Delphi. Very, yeah, in the beginning of the graphical mode with
Yeah.
windows and all the things.
Can we imagine that was what, 25 years ago?
Yeah,
The world has come such a long way.
yeah. I feel a bit scared how long it was already. It was, my God, that long.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And what? Tell us a little bit more about your current role. Like, what do you do now?
Okay. Yeah. After those many years, we are now in US after working for some uh, governmental bodies in Brazil, state level and federal level, and also in Europe. We contributed with projects for the European Commission,
Hmm.
and yeah, very nice project there. And from from Europe, we asked permission for the American government to extend our expertise to the US, and we got approved. And in 2023, we moved here to the US, back to the US, because we've been here earlier, and we
Yeah.
studied 1.5 years to improve my English.
Hmm.
At that time, I couldn't answer a phone call, a simple phone call,
Yeah.
because yeah, I had a very hard time because I didn't have a real contact, so I couldn't understand very well all the terms and language throughout the phone with the frequency. That's a bit technical, but that frequency cut we have in phone to allow communication. So
Hmm.
it was even harder for me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. So, like currently, what do you do? Like, is it more? Are you still doing like hands-on development still?
Yeah, that's what I love. I love to do that. I love to develop solutions and meaningful solutions. And what I think it's has to be the most important thing when you write a solution of software is
Hmm.
to how that solution can ease people's life. If
Hmm.
it's something that will make people's life more complicated, even more complicated than what it already is, there's not that's not a meaning for that, right?
Yeah. And tell us more about like some of the projects that you have worked on that had the biggest impact on the world.
Oh yeah. Thank you for the question. Um, I always look for projects where I could um, exert or put my knowledge in systems that would bring um, an easy, but not only that, that could enable people doing things. And since state court, where we developed solutions back then, where the inner court branches were not connected, we didn't have high speed connection, internet connection. We had to transfer data with the diode lines,
Hmm.
and we had to develop solutions to bring informations that was in country branches like 100 miles long, distant
Yeah.
from the capital, and
Hmm.
integrate that and provide that information through internet search, and also solutions for integrating nationwide branches of the Attorney General back
Hmm.
there in Brazil. Also, a very nice project was for the Commission that allowed researchers and projects funded by the Research and Innovation Directorate in
Hmm.
the European Commission to develop research for, let's say, many things, but the I think the biggest one I saw was to enable research for the vaccine for the COVID.
Hmm.
We worked in the project in the moment where people could not easily uh, move, allow experts in the field of the research and biotechnology and other fields to be hired, provide their assessment, and ultimately be paid. So that enabled that those research to be done. in that difficult moment, that was a very, very fulfilling, and I felt very, very
Yeah, and
um, warmed of being able to do.
was it like the entire country? Like, was it impacting the whole country?
Was impacting the whole Europe.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, the Europe as a whole, and they have projects not only in Europe. They fund. European Commission has a big fund to for research projects,
Hmm.
and they do research in many different fields. And that one at that moment
Hmm.
impacted me most, because were people actually working for the research, the research for the solution for the COVID.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. And what what were some of the tools and technologies needed? Like, did you have to do like some scanning of the documents or reviewing documents, or like what was involved? Like on the technology front, like was it
Okay,
yeah, like on the technical stuff, like what did it take?
okay, nice. On the technology side, we we dealt with a number of inner systems from the commission. The commission runs, it's a huge institution. It runs systems for, say, authentication and many things. But our part, and I think was one of the first applications that was publicized, made available for the public, was this application that was a modernization of three previous applications that
Hmm.
were written in Java Enterprise.
Hmm.
And it was composed of these one application for the inner staff, another one for the public, for the experts, the people that were high level scientists that
Hmm.
were hired by the commission to assess how the research they fund was going on, they
Hmm.
were performing. So this application, they it would take care of the uploading of documents, and for the inner staff to validate those documents,
Hmm.
and then that application would deal and interface with other systems that would take care of the um, accounting of the and controlling the budget, and
Hmm.
how much that each expert could be paid, because they run rules for also for making even the way they hire those experts, and not only be favoring one or other expert. So
Yeah.
we have many rules going on. We had to take care of all of this
Yes.
to make sure the process was both transparent and fair for everyone.
Mhm.
So the
Yeah.
system would accept applications, would assess the profiles to see if their fields were meaningful or matched the purpose of the project, and they would work in from the initial phases of the project to the final reports about the performance of that project, everything in the middle. Yeah, and all the systems we had to deal with. So enterprise applications, they were not only a single page. They
Yeah.
are, rather than that, the opposite. They are very complex, and they have to communicate with
Hmm.
many other parties. So yeah, we applied um, Kafka for messaging,
Hmm.
and keeping track of, because one of the most challenging part of communicating with the external systems are messages that face some issue with the processing. Sometimes it's a infrastructure equipment that's not allowing communicating with the server, or is the server that's overloaded, or
Hmm.
something else that malformed data that prevents the message to arrive and be correctly processed.
Hmm.
So uh, yeah, these parts uh, are big parts in the price systems.
Hmm.
But yeah, this is the backbone. This is the back end of
Yeah.
the application. but we had also the front end, and we had to um work and lead and mentor many uh, developers that would transform that interface in
Mhm.
something that would allow the experts. Sometimes the experts, it's very good in their area, but they're not very knowledgeable in sense of using um, computers and computer interfaces. So we had that challenge of making that interface as easy as possible and for the expert to be able to perform that work, their work.
Yeah, nice. So what are some of the tools and resources do you use? Like, are you developing in Visual Studio or Java or like what are you what do you
Yeah,
specialize?
with Java, we mostly use Eclipse.
Okay.
Many like IntelliJ, but since I have so many years
Yeah.
using Eclipse, I prefer it. But also use
Okay.
Visual Studio Code, and yeah, those
The,
two big uh, um, as a database system. There we applied Oracle. It's a very reliable and powerful database.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And what are some of the challenges that you see while doing development? Like what do you wish would be different in the world to develop software?
Oh, that's a, that's a controversial thing, but yeah, I used to say sometimes you have the challenge to show the 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 client what they actually need because they have a desire and sometimes they need something more or something else, but they don't know that.
Yeah.
And one of the challenges is to successfully show them and ultimately convince them that the solution they need is something else or they need something more.
Yeah. So if I think what you're saying is if there was an easy way to do a prototype and kind of show them, oh, this is what it will be like, will that help?
I'd say it's a bit more than that. Today
Yeah.
we have many tools to prototype,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's the convincement, the to
Yeah.
show the client that their need will not be completely fulfilled unless they understand and accept and follow that advice.
Yeah.
I had a client once. They said, "Oh, we only need a direct and small and punk uh, punk say very specific solution for this,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to deal with all these things you're envisioning."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "All right, let's go that way." And after implementing the solution, they came in and said, "Oh, we are seeing strange behavior." I said, I told you you need something else. You need a more robust solution, but you decided to go for a smaller one."
Yeah, yeah. And many times it's not easy. So and then sometimes we end up taking things on ourselves, saying, hey, let's the client only wants this, but let's just still develop this more sophisticated system. But then
Exactly,
we end up burning, saying, hey, we didn't deliver on time, or it's taking too long, or even though if it's the right solution.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's one trade-off. It's to develop prototypes. They like they have to be fast,
Mm-hmm.
right? They have to be simple, but it's much more costly to change things after the solution is already shipped.
Oh, yeah, it's almost impossible sometimes.
Exactly. And we faced some of these challenges in the solution I just mentioned for the commission.
Mhm.
We started the project and we simplified some things. We
Mhm.
decided for the
Mhm.
simplification route of the solution. And afterwards, the clients and there were not only client but inner clients and external clients and stakeholders,
Mm-hmm.
and they brought more requirements,
Yeah.
and those requirements forced us to rethink, um, a refactored solution, and
Mm-hmm.
add more things that was not
Yeah.
definitely was not in foreseen before.
Yeah.
So, but the solution was already running, and we
Yeah.
had to take all the measures to migrate data,
Mm-hmm.
to align implementation, and this is, my God, way more costly.
Hopefully.
Sometimes it's way better
Yeah.
to go for a bit more sophisticated, um, robust solution that will take a bit longer,
Mm-hmm.
but will withstand and
Yeah.
accept flexible,
Makes sense.
be
Yeah.
more flexible in the future, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds great. So, like, over the next 5 or 10 years, where do you see software development? What are some of the big changes happening in the industry, and what are some of the things you are excited about coming up in the near future?
Oh, definitely AI. It's
Yeah.
the buzzword of the moment, and
Yeah.
it's not only s- a simple buzzword. It's came to stay. It will
Mm.
not. It's not leaving, and it's take over every position in every job. Anything people think of doing these days,
Yeah.
they think of an AI assistant to help them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's not different in development.
Yeah. Are you seeing
Exactly.
more of AI actually developing a full module of code, or is it more still of an assistant in doing something?
That's the point. It is already very good in coding,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing I see is that we'll still need a professional to drive how the solution and how it that code it 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 is assisting to write, the
Mm-hmm.
AI assisting to write, how it fits in the whole picture of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
All the trade-offs and how that code is able to write and write faster than any human,
Mm-hmm.
how that have to be applied, and how the other parts have to work together.
Mm-hmm.
And that part is where the expertise and knowledge of a person that will construct the solution
Mm-hmm.
with those built parts will take
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's it's a coding. It's looks like a very mechanical work, but actually it's not. It's not. You have so many trade-offs to take in consideration that um, I'd say it's a way more sophisticated skill when you see how a proper solution should be than
Mm-hmm.
only the part of writing the code.
Yeah. 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 And there is just always so much collaboration involved, so much teamwork involved, right? Like it's not just about one developer.
Exactly. It's not
Yeah.
only about the code.
Yeah, there is just so much more. The QA needs to understand why we are doing something. The implementation or the operations teams needs to know what is changing. They need good insight into what was changed, what will be the impact of that change of
Exactly.
company itself, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And the composition of this uh, solution system, because um, depending on how big and complex the solution is,
Mm-hmm.
it is it's a system solution. It's not a software solution. It has to integrate the work of many moving parts,
Mm-hmm.
and that integration, that composition,
Mm-hmm.
is the part that the AI, at least at that moment, the moment we are right now, it's not able to. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to provide a complete description, and even with that complete description of the solution you need, it goes for something that deviates from where you're trying to reach.
Yeah, the best
Uh,
part is when we for the same prompt we end up getting two separate codes. If we give the
exactly.
same prompt, it's like
Yeah,
you- a human being doesn't do that. A human being will be just copy pasting the same thing over again.
exactly. It cannot only just take that code and without knowing exactly what it is doing, put in the system and hope for the best.
And then, I think another thing that I really look forward, expect AI to do is like being able to modify existing code, like go through existing code, understand what it is doing, and then if I can like say, hey, instead of expecting this, I want this functionality change and modify that code. I'm not sure if you've seen anything like that with AI.
Yeah, I've seen applications where it can go through the code and try to suggest um, improved ways of reaching of
Hmm.
accomplishing the same result.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it can improve your code. It goes through the code base and
Okay.
give you hints and improvement insights
Hmm.
for that code, but for reaching the same purpose.
Nice. Yeah, that is really cool. That
Yeah,
I think that was the most irritating and frustrating part when I was a developer saying, why do I have to read code that was written 15 years ago by a developer that didn't know what the business is doing? And the code has been modified so many times it's unreadable anymore. There is no link between the documentation and the reality. And I
yeah, and the requirements sometimes change so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds great. So, like, almost we are almost towards the end of this episode, but wanted you to share some of the things you like to do. Like, do you like to travel? Do you like to what are some of your hobbies?
Oh, one thing I like most is reading and and um, getting information and new insights is something that I really like. And then currently I'm in the entrepreneurship side of understanding the mind of great and the biggest entrepreneurs
Yeah,
and understanding how to be a better one.
yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's something that had attracted drawn my attention
yeah.
too. Yeah,
And it's always good, right? There is various maturity levels where someone goes through. Like there will be a phase when we want to do something more than what we are doing, and I think you're probably exactly at that stage, saying, "Hey, let's do something more and contribute more in a meaningful way."
exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah.
understanding the way of thinking of people that have done uh, more than we have accomplished.
Hmm.
It's a way of cutting paths. It's a
Hmm.
way of reaching farther faster.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm trying to tap on, like to drain for that knowledge.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds great. So, what's the best way somebody can reach you?
Oh, I'm my LinkedIn. It's
Okay.
Fernando Fernandes, engineer.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I have I'm CEO of a company called Spark Signals,
Hmm.
sparksignals.ai, and we are currently providing solutions for businesses applying artificial intelligence with assistance and robotic process automation to
Nice.
try to improve businesses, the way businesses do business without having uh, to not take care of or to be um, sorry, the word forgot. Forgot the word, but to deal with the technology side. Sometimes they do something totally different, and they don't have the, the, the fundamentals, the knowledge, the time
Hmm.
to go through technological solutions And our purpose is to provide small and medium businesses, a way to implement and embrace technology. Many businesses, they are a bit afraid of going for more technological solutions, but I'd say um, it's you can improve your business many times, um, benefiting from the technology that's available nowadays. You can
Yeah.
accomplish more with the same team.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that is amazing. And I think with that very special insight, I think I'll conclude this episode with that very special insight. But just before I finish, is there any other points that you would like to share with the audience?
Oh, I'd like to thank you once again for this opportunity. I'd like to encourage people of um, search for insights of technology and how they can um, ease their lives and their businesses. And yeah, with technology, we live in such a great moment where we are seeing a pivotal change in all relations, and we will see this much and more. And yeah, hopefully we will be able to keep in touch.
Yeah, sounds perfect. Thanks, Fernando, for joining
Thank you very much.
us today. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Have a blessed one. Thank you.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Main Street Minds. Want to share your journey with our audience? Head over to mainstreetmindspodcast.com/guest to apply.